I'll show you how to create and organize bookmarks in Internet Explorer 10. I'll click on the desktop tile, and down here I'll click on the Internet Explorer button. In the previous lesson, I reset my default start page to Google, so that's why it's coming up as Google and not MSN. And let's create some bookmarks. First thing is, let's click on the little star up here, and I can see right now I have only one favorite. That's Microsoft. So let's say I want Google to be another favorite. I'll click here, Add to Favorites. And it gives me a name. Don't worry about where it says create in. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Or new folder, we'll deal with that in a little bit. I'll click add. So now when I go back up here, I have Microsoft and Google. Let's try another site. I'll just click in there. Maybe I'll go to Adobe. And the shortcut for this, and it's the same shortcut in every version of every browser, is Control D. And when I press Control D like David, again I get to the same box. I'll click add. And let's go to another one. I'll just click the down arrow here. Let's go to Total Training. And I'll add that. Again, I'll click the star. Add to Favorites. Again, that's a long name, so I'll just call this Total Training. Click Add. So now we have several bookmarks, and we can go and organize them. To do that, we want the organizer window, and there's a couple of ways of bringing that up. The easiest way, I think, is press Control B. B for, boy, I want to organize my favorites. But let's say I don't want to remember Control B. That's okay. I'll click this X to remove it. Click on the star here. And you see over here, again, where it says Add to Favorites, I'll click the down arrow next to it. And down here, Organize Favorites. You notice there's no shortcut there. I don't know why they don't put that there. But either way, that gets you to the same dialog box. Now, I can take these and I can reorder them. Move one up. I could move another one down. And here's what the new folders are all about. I'll click here on New Folder. And let's say I want Training Info. Then I can take Total Training and move that. I'll just drag that onto Training Info. Now it looks like it's disappeared, but if I click that folder, you can see Total Training is there. And maybe I want another folder for software manufacturers. So I'll click here on New Folder. I'll call it Software Manufacturers. I'll just abbreviate that. But because I had this one here highlighted, it's trying to make it a subfolder, but that's okay. I'll take it and I'll just drag it up here. And now it's no longer in there. So now I could take Microsoft and I'll drag Microsoft in there. I'll take Adobe and I'll drag Adobe in there. And I'll drag Software Manufacturers down over there. You see, just really wherever that horizontal bar is, that's where the items will go. And sometimes you have to fiddle with it a little bit. There we are. And if I want to rename anything, I can click it and then click Rename. If I want to remove something, I can click it and then delete. But I don't want to delete anything here. So let me close. Now when I click back on the star, here are the items as I just grouped them. Now what's the deal with this Favorites bar? I'll right-click somewhere over here on the top, and I'll choose Favorites bar, and you see that brings this up. And this is sort of like a little handy toolbar of favorites. So if you have a lot of favorites, a lot of bookmarks, and you don't feel like plumbing through the depths of that menu, you could just have them right in front of you. Let's do this maybe as another example here. Maybe we'll go back to MSN, and I want that on the Favorites bar. I'll click the star, Add to Favorites. I'll leave that as MSN, and you see where it says Create In. I'll click this little drop down, choose Favorites bar, click Add, and now it's up there. So let's say, for example, I'm back at Google. I'll just hit the Home button. That'll bring me back to my home page. So now if I say, oh yeah, I want to get to MSN really quickly, I can click that, and I'll go. Or maybe I want weather.com. I'll type weather, press Control Enter. And I want that, maybe because I need to check the weather often. I guess we all do. Click the star. Again, click that. Add to Favorites. Rename it. And I'll put this on the Favorites bar. Click Add. And now I have the weather there. So if you have a limited number of websites, or it doesn't even have to be that limited, we have a lot of real estate here, you could put your most commonly used bookmarks up there on that bar.